I don't know what's going on. I thought I had this. I didn't get this. You guys know that commercial was like, gotta be quicker than that. Like, you thought you were going here, but you're not. Like, I had no idea what I was doing.
I ain't gotta get naked. 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 She wear chains when she get a job. Like she up.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Destiny Ariana, and today I am back with another video after a long wait, and I'm so sorry for you. I'm just so sorry, y'all. Like, you don't understand how much bad luck your girl has with laptops. My MacBook broke again for the first time in like 6 months. I feel like every 6 months something's going on with my computer. So like, y'all, I'm super sorry. But I'm back with another video, and I think this video is super crucial to a bunch of people who are going through this right now. And it's basically answering a lot of questions that a lot of people have for me with, you know, college, why I ended up in Bowdoin, why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you want to know why Bowdoin, what the heck my college process was like, just stay tuned and keep watching. I remember my top schools, well, at the time, were definitely like Brown and Howard. So the reason Brown is my top school, I did a summer institute program, the leadership institute program that Brown University had between my junior and senior summer. Yeah, so that's why Brown became my dream school, just because I loved it so much. I love the community, and it was the only Ivy that I felt like I could handle. I don't know, like, I felt like I didn't want to do Ivy for undergrad just because I thought it'd be way too much stress for me. But that's just me. Howard was definitely one of my top schools because it's a school that I was basically trying to decide if I wanted to have the HBCU experience for college or the PWI experience. Okay, so Howard and Brown were both my top schools for different reasons. But I think that that's great context for just like the entire video to know that that's where my head was at the beginning of my senior year. Like, I swore I was going to Howard, and if everything worked out, I was going to Brown. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So in September, I got nominated by my college counselors basically to do this Posse Foundation program. So the Posse Foundation, if you guys aren't familiar, is basically a foundation created towards sending a group of students who went through an interview process and who they believe are made sort of to work well together. They send them into schools together and give them extra support, help a little bit financially, and just sort of like be that posse for kids at school and like provide them with that extra support in college. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I really thought I had it. Like, when I tell you, once I made it to like the Posse finalist, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a Posse scholar. Like, this is gonna be lit. Like, this is gonna be my life. Like, oh my gosh. Everybody was excited for me. Everybody was hyping me up, and it was like, I know everybody wanted me to have it, and I wanted it too. So what is tricky about the third round is that you have to sign off that there's a 50-50% chance that if you get this, you have to ED the school, and if you don't, then everything's off the table and you're free to apply wherever. So I basically had to sign this agreement that if I got it, I'd definitely be going to Lafayette, and if I didn't, I wouldn't. So I guess the time span for the whole Posse process would be definitely like September to December. And it was like late December or mid-December when I found out that I didn't get Posse. And y'all, when I tell you how heartbroken I was, because my school first, there weren't any Posse scholars at all. So it was like a first for everyone wanted us to be like the first people to do it. So it was a lot of pressure from outside, inside my school, myself, like family. Everyone was just like, yeah, we want you to get this. We want you to get this. And it was like something really big. And at the time I was like, yo, like, this is for me. This is what I want to do. And then I got told no, and I was just like, so I applied early action to Howard just because I really wanted to go there, and I just wanted to know, you know, if I got in. So with the Howard situation, I applied early, but I didn't hear back until February. And it was basically just a financial aid, like, error. Like, they didn't get my FAFSA on time, and I was just, like, freaking out, like, yo, did I just not get it? And they just don't want to tell me that I didn't, and, like, you know? So one day I'm just chilling on my bed. I think it's, like, mid-February, late February. And then I get an email. It's like, check your Howard portal, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. I check, and I got into Howard, and when I tell you guys, that was my first school. So that was the first school that I was super, super, super excited about. Like, I really cried. Like, I screamed, I cried, I ran upstairs to my mom, like, Mom, I got into Howard, oh my god. And she's just like, but you know, in the back of her head, she's like, money. In my head, I'm not even thinking about money. I'm just like, HU, like, haha, we got into Howard. Like, I'm feeling it, and like, money was the last thing I was thinking about. So I did try to look at the financial aid package at that time, but it wasn't available. Just to put it in context, for me, it was super stressful because a couple weeks after I heard back from Howard, they updated my portal again, and I saw my financial aid package, and I was just like, okay, let's see, let's like just rip the band-aid off, let's see what's going on. I looked at it, and when I tell you they did not give me anything, yo, like, I swear it was like $2. No, it's not $2, but like, I think their tuition's around like not 40,000, like between 40,000 and 60,000, maybe around 50. But I'm not sure anymore. They tried to give me basically all loans, and I was like, no, like, I just personally, I was like really upset because of the school I really wanted to go to. My grades were really good, but they just didn't have the money for me, and I was just like really upset, and I sort of had to try to make myself start looking at other options. But at the same time, I knew nothing about the other schools that I applied to except for them being private and Brown. But Brown was definitely my reach school, so I didn't want to get my hopes up on that. But because Howard was like not looking well, Brown started to look better. So as March approached, I started to get more acceptances from like my private schools. And it was just really exciting. My confidence started to go up. I'm like, yeah, look at me, like I'm getting into all these schools, like this is so cool. But I really had no idea where I was going, and it was like the scariest feeling because everyone was so happy for me, so happy for the money I was bringing in with the scholarships, and I'm just smiling. I'm like, yeah, like your girl got it, like I'm just doing all this, and I really had no idea where I wanted to go. So I know I told you guys that I really wanted to go to Lafayette also. That was definitely like in my top 5. So I also applied for an interview with Lafayette. I wanted them to know that even without Posse, Lafayette was definitely a school I still wanted to go to. So I applied for an interview, and I went to the interview, and guys, when I tell you, that interview was great. I really thought the interview was amazing. I spoke for a while. I think it was like an hour and a half, and I actually thought that was one of my best college interviews. And I really had a great time. So that was good. Okay, so then I think it was March 17th, and that was when Bowdoin's acceptances came out. And I think 5 people in my high school applied for it. And I was really nervous because I really didn't think I'd get into Bowdoin, you know? Like, I was just like, it's just a private, but it's like kind of prestigious, but like, why would they want me, you know? Like, why would they want me to go there? And I remember literally like getting on the portal at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I'm opening it, I'm just like, all right, let's see, let's log in. And I just see confetti like pew, 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 all over, and I'm like, and it's like, dear Destiny, congratulations on your I think I have my I literally think I have this right here. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh my god. So yeah, like they're like, dear Destiny, congratulations on your admission to Bowdoin. And I'm just like, okay. So then when I got this little folder in the mail, whatever, is the same day that I got a rejection letter from Lafayette. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of opening the door, a lot of door slamming in my face, opening the door slamming in my face. Like, it was just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of I don't know what's going on. I thought I had this, I didn't get this, and I just felt like it was, you guys know that commercial was like, gotta be quicker than that, like, you thought you were going here, but you're not. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. So I think a couple weeks after, I cannot remember the specific day, but I know that it was Ivy's day, and I know everyone in my school applied to Ivy's, was so nervous. And I look at the portal, and it's the, dear applicant, like, we're sorry to inform you. And I just read that, and literally, guys, my heart stopped, and my mom stopped recording. And from that moment, like, I couldn't even cry right away. I literally just felt like, what am I gonna do? You know, Howard's not offering any money. You know, I know nothing about Bowdoin. What if I hate it? All the other schools are schools that I've never even visited, and literally I have to make a decision in a month. And guys, when I tell you, that's when, honestly speaking, like, my depression started to get in. Like, I was already really uncertain about my college process, and then it was like getting a rejection letter from Brown really like messed me up. And I was just like, literally I would go to school and not talk to anyone. Like, I think there was like a 2-week span where I literally just went to class and like did my work and like didn't speak to anyone, just because I was really just mentally unstable. I really didn't know where I was gonna go. You know, I knew that my parents couldn't afford me to go to school and like have to pay everything out of pocket. So I knew that I would have to make a decision. And in my head, it was just like, you might have to settle going to college in a place that you hate. And like, for me, that was something I was like, this is not what I want for myself. Like, I don't know what's going on. And it was a lot. So there was one moment, and I'll never forget this, like, from the rest of my life. So you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, that I'm Christian. And I forget what me and my mom were speaking about. But we were just talking, and a song just popped in my head, like, randomly. And It Ain't Over. It was a song that they used to sing in the choir, and it just popped in my head. I think we were just talking about random stuff. She thought I was talking about a completely different song. And I started to hum it. I'm like, and she's like, oh. So then she asked Siri to put it on. And I don't know what happened. Literally, I'm going to say the lyrics for you guys. So it's like, literally the song starts off saying, I know the odds look stacked against you, and it seems there's no way out. I know the issue seems unchangeable, and there's no reason to shout. Literally, y'all, just hearing the lyrics, like, I've listened to the song over and over and over as a kid, and just hearing this song at this time literally felt like God was just speaking to me directly. And it was the first time I feel like that actually happened to me in my life. And it's definitely a life-changing moment where I realized my own relationship with God. But like, it literally just felt, the entire song's message is just telling you, like, it's not over. Like, you may think everything is just done. You may think that you reach rock bottom. You know, you may think you have no idea where you're going, but it's not over. And it's not over until God says it's over. And whatever plans you have, God has better plans for you. And literally that explained my entire college process. My entire college process was just me thinking I was going in one direction. And then I'd walk, you know, get there, and boom, door slammed in my face. Okay, on to the next one. Like, I'm not going to be defeated. On to the next one, door slammed in my face. Okay, next thing. And I just kept getting rejected. There was always an obstacle in the way, and I literally just felt so discouraged, you know. And it was when I got that Brown rejection letter that I literally was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So just being in that car and literally just listening to the song, literally just like, I cried my eyes out, guys. Like, when I tell you, I haven't cried about college. I'd cry in my bed or cry myself to sleep sometimes about it. But it's the first time that I publicly cried. Like, I was crying in front of my mom, crying in front of, like, my siblings that were in the back. And, like, I don't even know if they knew what was going on. But it was the first time where I literally just let everything out. And I just was like, I know that this is not over. And I basically had to just tell myself that I have to trust in God's plan. You know, God's not hindering me from any great opportunities. Whatever he's, you know, blocking me from or rejecting me from is something that's going to steer me into the ultimate direction I need to go in. And I can't be upset because God's plan is way greater than any plan that I would have for myself. So I guess really just having to shut down on what Destiny wants and focusing on what God wants for me, it was like a lot, because I just was like, what am I supposed to do? And hearing that song basically was like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like, I need to trust in God, and I need to trust that what's for me is for me. And that literally changed everything going forward. So the crazy thing is, because I really want to go to Howard, my parents had already booked a room in DC for Howard's acceptance day. And because they didn't give me any money, and I was like, listen, time's ticking and your girl has to start picking in school. My mom was like, didn't Bowdoin give you a lot of money? Like, why don't we go there? I'm like, you want to go to Maine? Like, Maine? She's like, why not? I told her, okay, like, I'm not gonna be upset, like, we need to start looking at it. So realistically speaking, I was like, okay, it's fine. So I think it was like March 31st we decided to go. I know I couldn't go for a Bowdoin acceptance weekend because I had something at my school. So I was like, okay, like, let's go. I'm pretty sure it was the weekend before that I went. So it was like that March 31st, April 1st time. And I was so nervous, guys. Like, literally, I've never been to Maine. This is my first time really going to Bowdoin. And like, after I got in, I didn't really do any more research. So we got there. It was a long trip. And it was like me, my parents, my siblings, and then my other brother came. And it was just really fun, you know, like, family road trip. It was great. So we got there. And I think the first thing that we did when we got on campus was go to an info session. So I just remember sitting there, literally the only black family, like, in the info session. And it was just like, whoa. Like, literally stepped in. I was like, oh, so this is real. Like, when they say PWI, this is what they mean. Like, I was just like, okay, cool. And I remember her just speaking about the selection process for Bowdoin students. And it really felt like I don't know what it was. It literally felt like she was speaking directly to me. You know, everything that I was looking for in a college, everything that I wanted out of college, like, not being a statistic, not being just a grade on paper. Like, Bowdoin is test optional, and that's something I really respected and loved about them and their curriculum. I just really liked that it was test optional and they wanted to see more to me than just a test score. So they talked a lot about that. And then they just started to talk about their mission statement, you know. And it's pretty much stuff that I've heard before. But it was just something about the Bowdoin community and what she spoke about with genuine people and just, like, this genuine happiness and the support that people at Bowdoin always have for each other. And I just was like, that's something that I've heard, but I've never heard it, like, put like that. And I was just like, okay, this is interesting. Like, this is pretty cool, I guess. So then we went on a tour. And I'm gonna just tell you guys this because, like, it's part of my story. It's honest. So, like, my thing was, I was just really nervous about Bowdoin at first because I was, like, raised in a really black family, went to an all-black school, you know, in Harlem. And then you wanted me to immerse myself into a very white space, you know, in Maine, somewhere I've never been before. And it was just like, are you sure this is, like, for me? Like, I literally wanted to go to Howard. Like, this is not what I imagined college really being like for me at all. So I did a prayer. And I was like, God, like, please just show me a sign. Show me anything that literally will tell me that this is where I need to be, you know. And I never said anything about, like, a specific sign, you know. But race was always in my mind. And I always was like, I need to know, like, if I'm going to be at a PWI, I don't have a problem going. I just need to know that I have a community for myself. And I have a place where I can feel safe. A place that I can go to, like, if anything. Just a support system, you know. So while we're on tour, I'm just, like, walking around, really liking the campus. I thought it was beautiful. And every time the tour guide stopped, I, like, would look over. And I just start to see students of color. And I'm like, what? Like, maybe it's like one or two walking together or something. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I see you. Like, what's going on? Like, you're not on the website and you're not on the YouTube channel, but, like, I see you. That's really cool. We stop again. I look, more students of color, like, walking by. I'm like, okay. And every time we stop, guys, I'm not even exaggerating, like, a student of color literally was in my line of sight. And I was just like, okay, this is starting to become, like, a little coincidental. And, like, okay, it's pretty cool, but, like, yikes. Like, not yikes in a bad way, but just, like, this might be the sign. And, like, I didn't say anything to my mom. I just, like, kept a straight face. I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. And, you know, just talking to my tour guide, talking to people that I met there, I really just had this feeling, you know, everyone was just like, hey, how are you? Like, this genuine, not just, like, smiling front for, or, like, I knew the school was very prestigious, but I didn't feel that tension that I felt when I went to go see, like, Columbia or Harvard. You know, I felt that this genuine, like, support, and, like, people really want to know how you are. You know, there's not this competitive vibe of, like, I'm better than you, like, I got this going on for me, blah, 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 blah. it was a genuine, like, how are you? What's going on? Like, let me talk to you about why this school is great for me. Let me talk to you about my experiences. Like, let's connect on a different level, you know? And that's something I was just like, wow. I've never felt that at any school that I visited before, and I knew that had to be something special, you know? So in my head the whole time, I'm just like, yo, like, this might have to be it. My parents literally, we got in the car. So, Destiny, what do you think? And I'm like, it's okay, you know, it's okay, it's cool, I guess. And they're just looking at me like, and I'm really just like, yo, I'm not about to make a decision. Like, I'm not about to tell anyone yet. But just zooming forward, you know, I got to the hotel and I'm just thinking. And I sit on the bed. And I think my siblings are, like, on their phones or iPads or whatever. And I'm sitting with my parents. I'm just like, I think I'm going to go to Bowdoin. Like, I made my decision. And literally everybody's just like, what? What is going on that? I'm going to see if I can insert some clips of it. But, like, my dad did this thing. I'll show you guys, like, right here.
You want to go?
Stop.
Let's go. You want to go to Bowdoin? You want to go to Bowdoin?
And I talked to them, and it was a place that they felt safe for me to be too. And, you know, it's like no parent wants to send their child far away to school and, like, say that they're okay with it. You know, they're just really worried about you and want to make sure you're fine and okay. And for my mom to actually be like, I would feel safe sending you away to here. Sending you away to the school meant a lot for me. So I guess when people ask me why Bowdoin or how to end up at Bowdoin, literally, like, in short, all I can say is, like, it was literally all God. It's just the way that Bowdoin entered my life. I had a college counselor who, you know, was my counselor all throughout junior year. And then he, you know, had to leave my school, like, during the middle of my senior year. And he literally just name dropped the school in on me. And I'm just like, what? And I was the only one to get accepted out of my entire senior class, you know. So it was like, okay, you know, I don't know. The way that Bowdoin entered my life at the most, not inconvenient time, but it literally just popped up, you know, out of nowhere. And it just stuck with me. Like, it was something that everything happened perfectly. Literally everything happened at the exact perfect time in a way that I can't even explain. And that's how I know that it was God. Just because it's like, literally the way that I was thinking, I thought I was going to be in Howard, y'all. I thought I was going to be in Brown. And it's just so many different things that I thought I was going to do. Bowdoin was literally the last thing in my mind, you know. And for everything to have happened the way it did, for my parents to have, you know, redirected our entire trip from Howard to go into Bowdoin. Like, if I never visited Bowdoin, I don't think that I would be there, you know. So certain things had to happen. Literally, if I got the money to go to Howard, I'd be at Howard right now. So having to put that financial obstacle there for me to realize, okay, I might not be able to go here, pushing that back, you know, that was a major thing that had to steer me away from Howard, because Howard was my top school, like one of my top schools, you know. And it was just watching, it's like a train, like the railroad tracks, like different things just moving and shifting me in different directions. I have no idea where I'm going, you know. And I'm just seeing it as delays. I'm seeing it as malfunctions and all these different things. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I thought I knew how to drive the train. Like, I thought I knew where I was going. Like, why is everything not going my way? And then I just end up at the destination. It's way better than anything I could have thought, you know. And, like, even looking back today, I'm just like, I couldn't have seen myself anywhere else. Like, Bowdoin, yes, is super hard sometimes. And I'm really stressed sometimes. But I've met people here that are literally lifetime friends, you know. I've met people here that care about me so much. I've gotten so much support from professors. I've gotten, like, unlimited amount of love from people that aren't even my close friends. Just people who want to know how I'm doing. People who want to check on me all the time, and not just, hey, how are you? Good. Okay, bye. It's like, how are you doing? How can I help you? And that's something that, like, I've never really experienced before. You know, the opportunities that I've had here, like, literally within my first month of being at school, like, in the French department, like, I went to Quebec. Never been out the country. You know, and different opportunities that even now to this day, I'm not really speaking about them right now because there's still emotion. But just seeing how everything's coming together and how many things Bowdoin has done for me, and how much I've grown here that like I really couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else, you know. So when people ask me why Bowdoin, the story basically explains why in a way I just can't do sometimes in like a short DM or, you know, a little one-on-one question and answer thing. But my college process was filled with confusion, filled with, you know, rejections, filled with acceptances, filled with packages that I just had to accept. They weren't giving me money. I'm advocating for more money. Like, I'm not getting this. So it's like, I know that you guys are going through this right now. And this is exactly why I wanted to make this video. Literally, even being in college, like right now, I still remember my college process like it was yesterday. Like, I'm just sitting here like, yo, that was tough. It was really tough. And it's like, I do believe that it requires so much time. Like, do not rush your decisions. Where you're going to spend the next 4 years in college is so important, you know. It's so important to really value your future and put time into thinking about your future and like making an investment in yourself, because that's something that you have to do. That's something that you have to live with. You know, that's your life, and you don't want anyone else to dictate that, because it's all about you and it's all about your happiness and your own success, you know. So all of my people out there who are getting their acceptances in, getting in their rejections, you know, trying to figure out where you're going, you're not alone. My best advice to you would definitely be outweighing the pros and cons. Definitely seeing what school would be best for you, your situation, because everyone is unique and not every place is going to be, you know, ideal. So my best advice would definitely be to keep pushing through, because it's not over. You know, it's not over. This is only the beginning. Things will work themselves out. You know, you will follow your dreams. It's all about you, and it's about the mindset. Like, I forget, I posted this like a couple of days ago, but it's just like, never underestimate the power of your mindset. Literally, if you're feeding negative energy into yourself, that's the energy that you're going to put out, you know. And if you're feeding positive energy into yourself, that will radiate too. So my best advice is to really think about it, you know, really just say what's best for me. Which school's best for me in my situation, financially, mentally, physically, emotionally. All of those things are important. So, you know, good luck to you guys. If you got into Bowdoin, class of 2023, you might have seen me on your little screen. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, congratulations on your acceptances, guys. This is only the beginning. That's all I really want to say. I just wanted to share this story with you guys because it's something that people ask me all the time and that I don't really speak about. But yeah, I thought you guys should know why I ended up at Bowdoin, how I ended up at Bowdoin, and just how my college process went in general. So I hope that you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more content, and I will see you on the next one.